people. But what did Eric Bischoff think about? Because this man ran WCW. He is involved with Hulk Hogan. He's involved with all these storylines in the WWE, but yet they were like, hey, we want you to have a nephew. And it's like, probably like, oh, okay, sure. Well, what's going on? And then suddenly it's the Eugene character as his nephew. What did Eric Bischoff think?
Like at the time, he was 100% willing to work, and he was great to work with. I think it was almost a slam on Bischoff at the beginning. You know, we'll put the special kid with Bischoff. That'll be his nephew, just as like a little WWE dig. But it ended up working out because Bischoff had more heat than almost anybody on the program. And then when he started to butter up to Eugene, when they wanted to get a little bit of heat off of him and get more on, you know, some other people in the locker room, that was a way to, you know, humanitize him almost. That this evil guy, he loves Eugene too, because it would go where we would be buddies and then maybe a little bit against each other. We had our feud and our match.
Yeah.
I accidentally broke his ribs in the Madison Square Garden. I tried to move a kamikaze crash and a roll. And I never done it before, and I heard him. I haven't done it since. I felt bad.
Oh no! Oh no! So you don't see that. You know what? Yeah, no one knows that on TV. Where like, oh, I think he broke all his ribs, but he's smiling and dancing though. So Eugene seems to be okay. Plus, putting you with William Regal too, being William Regal is pretty much like the chauffeur being in charge of you as punishment, but at the same time, that made William Regal softer. That made William Regal trying to like hurt you and abuse you, but eventually realizing, you know what? William Regal's a bad guy, but he's not that type of bad guy. And the combination of you two was entertaining as hell. It reminded me of how William Regal was put with Tajiri before, and yet you're thinking like, how's this going to work out? And then it worked out perfectly. And then you two together, how did you feel that combination worked on television?
Oh, it was magic. Like I haven't had a pairing with any like was with him, and because he's such a good performer. Like you said, he's you know, even back to WCW when he was with Triple H there, or Bobby Eaton, or you know, his match against Finlay. He's always got magic about him, and I think that's why people respect him. But he was definitely the perfect odd couple pairing for Eugene, because I could just go out and be crazy, but a lot of times he'd be trying to get me back or wrestle me, but he'd say something. He's the one, run around like an airplane, and I would just start running around like an airplane, and he'd get dizzy. And he was like, he was more half of Eugene than I think I was part of it, because he was telling me a lot of stuff. Oh, you could do this, you could do this. Him and Fit Finley both were big into it.
Wow. Yeah, again, on TV, it was just so entertaining. But your greatest storyline, I think, is the build to Triple H and Chris Benoit, and yet you were used as a catalyst because suddenly you're in the middle. Triple H is trying to bring you like, oh, you're an honorary member of Evolution, and then Benoit is the good guy world champion who's trying to say, like, no, he's trying to use you. There's even a moment where you're fighting over a steel chair and someone lets go of it and you smash Chris in the face with it, and that was like, this just. Again, this is like 3 months of build of Benoit and Triple H, and now Eugene gets planted into it, and it wasn't an oddball situation. It was a perfect situation. So what was that like working with Triple H at the time? Because he was, again, he's the game.